My eternal struggle for freedom after independence. Namaste, friends. Hope you're all doing good. First of all, a happy Independence Day to all. I am so excited to welcome you all to see my first episode of Common Sense Chronicles, where we talk less like experts and more like struggling citizens. Today's episode dives into something we've seen every day and ignore just as often. It's been over 78 years since India got its independence. A long journey filled with struggle, growth, and transformation. Yet, if we take a closer look, we will find we're still tied to the past. Don't get mistaken, not in a way of cultural heritage kind, but in things as basic as our laws, uniforms, even the shoes worn by our police forces and students. Yes, you heard that right. Shoes. For better understanding, let me break it down. The law that was not ours. Our Indian legal system is still heavily based on British colonial law created for ruling, not for serving. Acts like Indian Penal Code IPC of 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code, and especially sedition law crafted to control citizens rather than empowering us. Still, many innocent people get arrested based on these controlling colonial laws. Why? Why haven't we replaced them with laws that reflect our constitution spirit? Are we free citizens? If the systems that judges was designed for subjects, next comes in role is our uniforms for cold countries. If we take a closer look at our police uniforms, we can easily understand that those stiff collars, tight woolen coats made for cold British temperate weather, certainly not for hot tropical Indian weather. We can find students in schools wearing ties, blazers, black Oxford shoes, and starched khakis across India, irrespective of weather. My eternal struggle, especially our legal rituals. Advocates wear black robes even in the sweltering summer to honor colonial honor. Court proceedings mostly happen in English. Coming to government rituals, bureaucratic red tape, inherited administrative hierarchies reflects colonial spirit. Our shoes and socks during hot summer and flooded rainy days truly begs a polish not just for shoes but our brains too. Why hasn't this changed? Why our forces dressed for London weather but not for Lucknow, Jaipur or Chennai? And that's the real question. Where is our common sense? We have innovated satellites, digital payments, and even made our entry to the southern part of the moon. But when it comes to a challenge to outdated traditions left behind the colonial rule, we hesitate, we follow, we fear the change. Is it a habit, laziness, or something deeper? A psychological hangover of being ruled? I guess somewhere deep inside, we also got fascinated by colonial beauty and appearance. It might be because of inertia and lack of reforms, as reforms are slow and often superficial. Another probable reason might be perceived legitimacy. British means proper, lingering culture inferiority and colonial mindset. Many don't, in addition to this, ignorance and indifference. Many don't question tradition even when it is inconvenient. Besides, we have a fear of change. Reforms are politically risky. risky, authority fears, chaos, or disrespect. Okay, you may have a basic question: why am I talking about this issue now? Climate change, global warming, erratic weather conditions emphasizing the necessity to focus on these issues. We are now adopting them at the cost of our health. Heat strokes, discomfort, even illnesses from socks and shoes. Sweated socks in summer harbor many fungal and other microbes due to moisture, sweat. And during rainy days, every time when kids cross flooded streets, have to sit with the wet socks for 5 to 6 hours. Basic purpose of laws is to serve victims, but it hardly happens in our country. All these are accumulating to question our true identity, a sense of not truly belonging in our own country. This is not just about blaming history. As we conclude this episode, let's take a moment to reflect. When economic offenders walk out of the country smiling, taking advantage of loopholes in our colonial era laws, we must ask, who's truly paying the price? If we continue to hold on to our outdated IPC laws crafted for a different land, a different time, we risk keeping ourselves in a loop of developing forever. Progress isn't just about skyscrapers and statistics. It's about reforming on the very foundations we stand on. Until we modernize our systems to match our spirit, developed India may remain a dream we keep chasing barefoot. This is not about blaming history. It's about updating our identity, aligning our systems with who we are today. Let our uniforms and footwear suit our weather. Let our laws reflect justice, not oppression. Let our systems serve the people, not mimic our old masters. Independence isn't just about hoisting our flag once a year. It's about making sure our institutions, our rules, even our wardrobes reflect India, not a shadow of the empire. All right, folks, before I sign off, just one last thought. I get it. Common sense is rare. Maybe that's precious. That's why we always treat it like grandma's gold bangles locked safely in a cupboard for special occasions. But guess what? While we are busy preserving it, we are also proudly parading around in colonial leftover law books, leather shoes, and logic that doesn't suit our weather. So here's my humble, slightly sweaty request. Next time when you leave home, don't forget your keys, wallet, and a little bit of common sense. Use it generously. Air it out. Let it breathe. Unlike our kids' feet stuffed in tight leather shoes under the blazing sun. Seriously? Who decided socks and shoes were a symbol of dignity in a country where puddles outnumber footpaths every monsoon? Let's stop blindly following what was never meant for us. Ask questions, challenge norms, and yes, choose right footwear over colonialism when it makes sense. Because being a responsible citizen isn't just paying taxes, it's also about refusing to sweat in silence. Rights and responsibilities should go hand in hand, preferably in footwear that doesn't give you blisters. So friends, next time you slip on your socks and slide into those shoes, whether it's pouring rain or the sun's blazing above, I hope this podcast gives you a little honk in your head, reminding you that sometimes we're still walking in someone else's shoes. Thank you for your precious time, and please don't forget to drop your wonderful thoughts in the comments. Thank you once again. Until I come up with another interesting episode of Common Sense Chronicles, keep questioning what doesn't make sense, even if it's been done for 78 years. This is Shan signing off with Lucky Script. Thank you once again. Until I come up with another interesting episode of Common Sense Chronicles, keep questioning what doesn't make sense, even if it's been done